The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, a drunk driving crash led to a driver facing charges and their passenger in the hospital with a serious brain injury. Now, the crash happened on Sunday. The next day, the driver was in court. We'll share the latest. Plus, state agencies are reminding drivers to properly secure cargo loads. It's part of a campaign aiming to keep the streets litter-free, and it lasts most of the month with the goal to cut back on crashes caused by debris. We'll hear from Washington State Patrol. And the city of Yakima is still searching for a new city manager. An interim has been fulfilling the duties for the past few months, but several candidates are checking the right boxes. We'll update you on the status of efforts to fill the position. That story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, temperatures yesterday were pretty great. All things considered, they weren't too hot, weren't too cold. And the wind also definitely there, but not as hefty as it was earlier in the week.
That's
Things seem to be dying down as we head on into today, though, right?
Yeah, that's right. Today is going to be a calm day of weather. Even those gusty conditions that we saw yesterday, not going to be maintained for today. It is going to be a rather calm day of weather. You can see as we look out at the Tri-Cities weather cam, it's a pretty nice sunrise. This is looking towards the east, so there are some clouds banked up along the Blue Mountains. In fact, I know Walla Walla is dealing with some pretty hefty cloud cover this morning, but even for you folks, it is going to be a rather sunny day overall. Sunshine is going to be in store for absolutely everyone on this Wednesday. A sunny and very nice day coming our way. You can see light winds right now, and winds will stay light throughout the day. Temperatures in the Tri-Cities at present are into the upper 40s. So here's your weather headlines for today and moving forward. We are going to be looking at calm winds and sunshine on this Wednesday. Again, everybody's seeing the sunshine for today. Everybody's seeing those light winds as well. It's really as we go into tomorrow that the large warm-up that I've been talking about all week long is really going to start gripping the forecast area, and the current heat wave that we are in will peak on Saturday. I'll continue to break down your weather forecast, and we'll tell you who all can see highs into the 90s coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in the Tri-Cities. An 18-year-old is in jail and another is facing a serious brain injury after a suspected drunken crash in Pasco Sunday morning. According to court documents, 18-year-old Dylan Villa de Leon Urida was behind the wheel just before 4:30 a.m. near Heritage Boulevard and East Helena Street when he swerved into oncoming lanes, hitting a curb, losing control, and slamming the passenger door into a tree. Documents say the car's airbags didn't deploy upon impact, sending his passenger, 18-year-old Ronaldo Jesus de la Torre Castillo, to Cadlick with a catastrophic brain injury. Officials say they could smell alcohol coming from Dylan's breath when they arrived at the scene. After testing his blood alcohol concentration, he blew an average of .167, double the legal limit. Dylan appeared in court on Monday, where his bail was set at $100,000. Benton County Sheriff's deputies want you to be aware of an increase in car prowls in certain parts of the county. Deputies have gotten several reports of vehicle break-ins during the overnight hours, particularly in East Kennewick and Findlay areas. They say most of these thieves are looking for an easy target, so something as simple as locking your car might be enough that they look elsewhere. Also, make sure there's nothing in sight in your car. Some criminals will break a window if they see something they want. State agencies across Washington are launching a campaign to remind motorists to safely and properly secure cargo loads before hitting the roadways. National Secure Your Load Day is June 6th, but the Washington State Patrol, among other agencies, launched the We Keep Washington Litter Free campaign on June 3rd. This campaign lasts through the 23rd, and troopers say debris from unsecured loads cause an average of 300 crashes a year. In 2023, these types of incidents caused 16 injuries and 1 death in Washington.
If you are driving down the roadway and you see debris escaping from a trailer or truck, especially if it's a heavier load, what we want you to do is call 911. And if possible and safely, get the license plate of this vehicle. That way, if we don't catch up to them right that second, we can track these individuals down and hold them accountable.
Fines for failure to secure loads or littering can range from $50,000 to $5,000, and drivers who cause harm, physical harm or property damage from unsecured loads can also face criminal prosecution. Additional information can be found up on our website, KEPRTV.com. The pursuit law in Washington is changing this week for all law enforcement. It follows an old policy set in 2020 as a result of the George Floyd riots. At the time, it was mandated that police in Washington be limited on when they can and can't pursue a suspect. That's all set to change this Thursday as the law returns to what it previously was.
This new legislation coming in to effect is going to give our officers additional tools in order to catch people who are out there committing crimes.
Police say come Thursday, they hope to be able to get a grip on vehicle thefts and other crimes that have been much harder to pursue. Sela now has an interim police chief after Chief Dan Chrisman resigned. Chrisman has led the Sela Police Department for the last 4 years now, but is leaving at the end of this week to become the chief at the Mount Vernon Police Department. Sela Mayor Roger Bell confirmed to us that Lieutenant Dustin Soptich has been appointed as interim chief for the city. Lieutenant Soptich has also worked with the Yakima Police Department and will serve as the chief while the city searches for a permanent replacement. The search for a new city manager in Yakima is moving into the next stage, and we now have a timeline on when you can submit input on the search. KIMA's Hunter Phipps reports on the status of efforts to hire a city manager.
As the implementer of council policies, city manager plays a pretty big role in the community.
For the past few months, the city of Yakima has been accepting applications to find its next day-to-day operations leader, but now we are closer to finding out who that will be. The job listing brought a list of 7 total candidates that are now considered semi-finalists for the top spot in Yakima.
In their meeting this week, council put a timeline in place to talk to these candidates from their first interactions to when you can meet them.
This timeline picks up things in 2 weeks. The council is planning to meet virtually with the candidates on June 17th for a pre-interview that's set to take an estimated 5 hours. From there, the candidates will be narrowed to a final group before they come and set foot in Yakima. That's when we will learn who these people are, and you will have a chance to provide feedback in a community event set for July 1st.
We need to make sure that we have some kind of public meeting with these people so that the public is able to see who we're looking at.
The very next day, the council will do full interviews with the candidates and consider all the community feedback before they will be left with a choice on who the next person will be calling the shots at City Hall. In Yakima, Hunter Phipps, Action News.
KIMA's Hunter Phipps, thank you. And the city of Richland has reopened a popular trail after some improvement work. The Haynes Levee River Path reopened Monday. Workers are completing some finishing touches, but it's ready for walking and biking. City leaders want to remind bike riders the speed limit is 5 miles an hour when other people are present in congested areas or where it's tough to tell if others are around because of sight lines. Now with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, for those who want to hit the new trail or go outdoors to have a picnic or lunch outside or a myriad of other things, today's probably the first great day this week, to go do that.
Yeah, and I would actually contend today might be the best day to do that before that big-time warm-up does arrive tomorrow, and things might turn a little too hot for some of us, especially being this early in the year when we aren't accustomed to the very warm temperatures just yet. Today is going to be gorgeous. Light winds, sunny skies, and high temperatures in the mid-70s to low 80s. In my opinion, you really cannot beat this kind of weather, although for fans of the summer-like weather and summer-like temperatures, as I've already alluded to, you're going to have your turn as we do go into the next couple of days. When highs could get into the 90s, maybe even upper 90s for some of us. I'll have that coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:09. Coming up on KEPR KIMA this morning, we head to the Emerald City, where officials have increased the proposed transportation levy to over $1.5 billion. It's the biggest property tax increase in city history, but is that too much? We'll discuss in about 2 minutes, but later in the show, national news. The first witness was called in the Hunter Biden gun trial. They laid out a timeline of Hunter's drug use, and jurors also heard from Hunter via audiobook. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump looks to end the gag order still in place from his hush money trial. We'll have all those details. And in health news, Americans are concerned about the affordability of health care as they get older. Research shows we're worried Medicare won't be there when they need it. And the numbers agree. That's just a look at what's to come this morning. There's plenty of news to get to, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. In state news this